In December 38, my father was taken to Sachsenhausen concentration camp after Kristallnacht. But my mother at that time still tried to obtain and was successful in getting a work permit for my father to work in England, because he could work with his hands. He was a milliner and didn't require language. And in July 1939, just 6 weeks before the war, we managed to get to England. We were taken to the Isle of Man because we were of German nationality, and the British didn't know who were spies and who weren't, and so they decided to collar the lot, as Churchill said, quite rightly so. And about 33,000 people were interned on the Isle of Man, as the British government at that time in the early 40s didn't know who were spies. And in fact, there were spies in the camp, and they were there for the duration of the war, about 5 years. We were only there 10 months. The 10 months were not easy. I think they were a little bit more difficult for my mother. First of all, the men were separated from the women. There were a lot of artists, painters, musicians. The Amadeus Quartet started in one of the camps on the Isle of Man. My mother was a famous opera singer and used to give singing lessons, and to think that she was stopped from singing in 1934 because she was Jewish, with such a beautiful voice. The life after coming out of the Isle of Man was not too easy. We were in Hampstead Garden suburb, where our English was very limited, and we only spoke German, and many of the neighbours, their husbands and sons were in the army and getting killed, and for them to hear German, they didn't quite understand the difference, and so it wasn't too easy. But my father started a hat factory and started employing people, and at 16 he said, "Enough schooling, William. You're coming into the factory and you're going to learn how to make hats," which I did.